Listen, I think winter might be my favorite time of the year. Even when my world feels too loud and like it's spinning out of control, nature has a certain stillness and peace during cold months that I think is hard to find at any other time of the year. However, right now, more than ever, my brain needs anything to look forward to, even the smallest of things. And one of the ideas I came up with was starting to work on my spring wardrobe. So this week is going to be the first of 3 parts of my series, Can I Sew My Spring Wardrobe in 7 Days? Was it the best idea to try to make one of the most complicated things I've ever made in one weekend? You'll have to see. You guys really seem to enjoy the fall version that I did of this. Those are actually some of my favorite videos that I ever made. And so I've been really looking forward to doing the spring version of that. And so we're starting now. It just feels like the perfect amount of challenge for me. Now we're gonna be doing this very similarly to the last time. I'm not gonna be doing 7 days in a row. It's just 7 days intermittently over a few weeks that I can dedicate to sewing. Have I decided on every piece that I'm gonna make yet? No, we kind of started on this last minute. Even though I knew I wanted to do this, we kind of moved it up a little bit. As of right now, we are just chasing serotonin in any way that we possibly can. So in this video, we're gonna be working on the first 2 pieces, which is a blouse and an oversized collar. Yes, I am counting the oversized collar as its own garment because my goal this time is to actually make everything from scratch. Whereas last time I started with garments that were like already garments and then flipped them. For the blouse, I'm going to be tackling a pattern that is the most expensive pattern I have ever paid for. Probably not the most expensive pattern out there. And it is the FRUXSTUDIO. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's their Garden Blouse. And I have never seen so many rave reviews in my life. So I wanted to give it a try. There's a ton of little tiny pleating or pin tucking on this pattern, and I did pin tucking once before in college, and surprisingly I really enjoyed it. So I'm actually excited to tackle this, even though it is a little bit scary. And then we'll do a detachable oversized collar. I do love the viral oversized collar top as well, but I think I'll like the versatility of the detachable collar a little bit more. So we'll do a detachable collar after that, and I'll talk more about that pattern when we get there. Now, as far as the blouse pattern, I was reading the instructions and it was kind of intimidating me a little bit. There was a lot of information. So if you were like me, I would highly recommend going and watching a video beforehand because it gave me a lot of confidence. The one that I watched was from Carly B. That video was amazing. Would I recommend attempting this blouse as quickly as I'm going to? Probably not, but I need a challenge, so let's go. So I bought this fabric for myself over the holidays because I knew it would be perfect for this project. The leafy, almost floral design adds an organic feel to what is essentially a striped fabric, which I knew would be great for a lot of pleats. I also recently remembered something I used a lot in my college costume shop back in the day, and I wondered if it would be useful here, and that was a tracing wheel and transfer paper. I used it back then for darts, and I wondered if it would be helpful here. It took a very long time because I kept having to redo it, and therefore it wasn't perfect, but I think that was because I wasn't using the best transfer paper, especially for darker fabric. So I pinned every pleat, and I remember the pattern saying you could finger press them. I just wanted to be as precise as possible. I also definitely got better with every panel that I did. I was not able to pick this back up as easily as I thought I was going to be able to, and you can definitely tell which part I pleated first and which I pleated last, but that's just another reason to start at the back because I can't see that, so it's not my problem. By the front panel though, this started to almost become calming. Now on each panel, I don't think I had perfectly marked the pleats, so I ended up taking out a couple of pleats at the end because it ended up being a bit smaller than it was supposed to be, but everything came out equal, so that's what's important. All of the pin tucking is done. Let me show you. Front piece and the back piece. All of that took even longer than I thought it was going to, especially marking the fabric. Oh my gosh, I do not remember that taking that long. I think the wax paper that my college provided was better. Your first time doing this pattern, don't do a dark fabric. Don't do it. It made it 10 times harder to see everything. Start with the light fabric and then maybe move on to the dark fabric. If I have the energy after I eat, because I'm about to go eat, I'm so hungry and tired, I might cut out the collar pieces, but also I might just wake up first thing tomorrow and do that like before breakfast and everything. Yeah, we'll see if I have the energy. I don't think I will because I still have to take a shower and I don't even feel like doing that. So that'll probably just happen like first thing tomorrow morning. Yay.
I can see a sea of alpine green, something that will stay with me. Sky is wrapped in blue, wish that I could share with you, like a photograph when times are good, when a flower begins to bloom. Life never felt so good. You're far, but distance doesn't break your heart. It gives us time to know our love. Grass all wrapped in you. Oh, I wish that I could lie with you. Oh, I know what I would hold on to. A memory when times are good. That's when I think of you. That's when I think of you. I know what I would hold on to. A memory when times are good. That's when I think of you. That's when I think of you.
Then it was time to mark out and stitch the shape of the top of the bodice. Pretty much the entire bodice is put together with French seams, so you start by putting wrong side to wrong sides, trimming half of that seam allowance, turning it right side to right side, and stitching that down. This is a great way to have a nice finished garment without the need for a ton of facings or a lining. There are these really cute side ties to slightly cinch the top in if you would like, so I started working on those as well. To turn a tie like this inside out, I attach a safety pin and push it through, but honestly, this is starting to feel like it always takes such a long time. So I've just purchased those loop turners, so you'll be seeing those on this channel at some point in the near future. Now the pattern has bias tape that you can make yourself, but I did not feel like taking the time for that. But I don't have matching bias tape either, but I do have this very colorful one that I have a ton of that I think could actually serve as a nice pop inside the garment. What I've been working on here is a facing for the hem instead of turning it under twice like I usually do. I've actually been wanting to try this kind of hem out for a while, so it was nice to see how a professional pattern does it. Then it was time to get started on the collar. This is the tablecloth I thrifted a while ago, and it has this beautiful embroidery on it. So it took me a while to figure out which was the best direction to put the pattern in order to show that off. was it the best idea to try to make one of the most complicated things I've ever made in one weekend? You'll have to see. I actually think it was, even though it gave me so much stress yesterday. But today was a lot more fun, and I think I set myself up for success today with how much work I did yesterday, so that was good. The blouse is done. I cannot wait to show you. It is beautiful. But for now, we're gonna move on to the, what's it called? The detachable collar. I just think it's more fun for it to be detached, and that way I can put it with anything, even though I am going for it to be like a set that goes together. I have this beautiful thrifted tablecloth that has some really cool red embroidery on it. I'm not trying to lean into the like July 4th vibe, but as I just said in my styling video, blue and red do actually go together. So kind of 60s mod is the vibe I'm hoping for from that color combination, as well as some of the style stuff. Yeah, we're gonna move on to the collar. I took a nice long lunch. It's like 2:30. So I think I can get this done in about an hour, maybe 2. And then that'll be the end of the day. And I'll have 2 pieces of my, I don't even know how many pieces I'm doing actually. There'll be 2 pieces of my spring wardrobe done. Oh, by the way, yes, I did change pants because I was wearing pajama pants all morning and I thought I should look a little bit more put together. Kind of, anyway. So as you might have noticed, there are no patterns for the ties or that gathered / pleated length. You do get the lengths of what these should be in the pattern, but the width is kind of up to you. I really love the shape of the collars. There's 3 different versions, so I feel like this pattern is still worth it, but just know that if you're a true beginner, this part might be a bit difficult. So I wasn't quite sure how much to pleat this down by, but I just estimated and did what looked nice in my opinion, and ended up actually having to cut off a bit at the end. So that the layers wouldn't slip and slide, I stitched it down to one side of the collar first, and then added that second layer and stitched all of that together. After turning the collar right side out, I top stitched it down to keep everything in place, stitched the next side of the collar together, and now it is time to show you the final result. that is it. I really love this top. It is so beautiful, but the silhouette is really unique in my own closet. I don't have a top like this in there. It does feel like it is worth the amount of money you spend, because I don't think I've ever seen a pattern that takes so much care in every facet of it. The instructions, the way the pattern pieces fit together. I would definitely go watch. There's a few people who have done this shirt that kind of explain, apparently. I only watched from Carly B's video, which is very good. It helped me a lot where they kind of explain what they're doing. So I would definitely go watch those too. It helped me feel less nervous. If you also want to tackle this shirt but are feeling a little bit iffy, kind of wanted to make the sleeve version, but I did run out of time, first of all. Second of all, this is supposed to be for warmer weather, so I think I like that it's sleeveless. I also like that it's a really good layering piece. Like, I have this blouse underneath it because it's literally freezing outside. So wearing it sleeveless was not an option today. But also I think it'd be really cute with like a t-shirt underneath and this collar, or without this collar. This collar can be worn with 5 million things. I like how versatile these two pieces are. This really feels like this is like filling in some blank spots within my own closet. And of course, this little detachable collar, I think I've been talking about for like at least a year. I've wanted this for forever. Yeah, super duper happy. I think this is such a good start to this whole challenge. I'm having so much fun. I have my other pieces like picked. I think I know what I want to do. This week was actually supposed to be originally me finally working on my Persephone, like winter Persephone gown dress thing. And I just wanted to tell a couple of people that I saw that were like looking forward to that video, I'm really sorry. I cannot come up with a design for that I'm like in love with. So I'm hoping that towards the end of this year I can get that done, but I don't want to promise anymore because I feel like I'm just stuck with that video idea. I'm sorry. And also, like I said at the beginning, my mental health just needs to do whatever it feels like doing that specific week, and I felt like doing this. So again, apologies. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe. That helps me out a lot. Also, liking and commenting also really help, so that'd be great. Thank you very much. But I hope you had a good time, and I hope to see you back here next time. Bye.